APOC, thank you very much for the voice submission. I really do appreciate it. I did record a sample, which we will jump to in a second. But first, a quick note from our sponsor, Rage. No. Before I engaged the spectral denoise plugin at the end, I engaged a 75 Hz high-pass filter. The reason that I did that is the air conditioner has a lot of low-end rumble. When I am using a denoise plugin, I want that plugin to do as little work as possible. Removing that low-end rumble through a high-pass filter helps that plugin do less work. So the final signal chain at the very end of the sample, 75 Hz high-pass filter, spectral denoise, and then the, Fab Filter Pro G. So now, let us jump into the past. Okay, now I have a microphone about 6 or 8 inches away from my mouth. I am in a terrible situation where the microphone is far away, my air conditioner is on. I will be quiet so you can hear it. And frankly, the first step in cleaning up this audio is shutting off the air conditioning. I know nobody wants to hear it, but the saying goes garbage in, garbage out. This is not what I would use if I was trying to produce a professional sounding piece of audio. I would shut off the air conditioner. But now let me go ahead and engage the Pro G plugin. And I started with the Smooth Vocal MTK preset, and the threshold is going to differ for every single recording based on how loud you record. I have my ratio set at 5:1, range at 8 dB, attack 4.5 milliseconds, release almost 1 second at 944 milliseconds, hold of 5.5 milliseconds, knee of 8.88 dB, and look ahead of 0.3 milliseconds. Now, one more piece of information here. If I needed to have my air conditioner on in the background, what I would do is remain quiet for 5-10 seconds at the beginning of the recording, and then train a spectral denoise plugin of that noise floor and try to remove that prior to hitting the gate. So let me go ahead and do that now. I will engage the spectral denoise. There you go. And now I will add my gate. Let me go ahead and turn it back on. This is going to be a nightmare to edit in post because I have to do 4 or 5 different exports. But now the gate is engaged. But the difference is the gate is engaged after doing a spectral denoise to remove that background noise. Something to consider here is actually using RX7's voice denoise plugin. I assisted somebody in setting up their live streaming setup. They weren't happy with the background noise they had, and they were able to run RX7 voice denoise, which is in the $30 plugin kit. They were able to run that in real time. So that's something to consider. Use the RX7 voice denoise, or I think it's RX10 at this point. Use the voice denoise plugin, and then run into your gate. Actually, I will be using the RX7 voice denoise. That's what I will use. I have just made the decision. Okay? Hopefully that answered your question, APOC. Thank you very much for the voice submission. Best of luck. Hope that helped.
Hey Bandrew, it's APOC from Portugal. On episode 312 of the Bandrew Says podcast, you mentioned that you bypassed the noise gate on the Rodecaster 2 because you have never been able to use an analog noise gate in a way that makes the audio sound correct. I instantly resonated with this since I have been messing around with audio for a while and I have pretty much ran into the same problem multiple times, regardless of what gating solution I'm using, either analog or digital. To go around this, you mentioned that you use a Fab Filter Pro G VST plugin, which you have set up in a way that makes your audio sound up to your standards. I was wondering if you could share how you have set up your Pro G plugin and some of the reasons behind your setup decisions, since I also own the FabFilter plugins, and it's one of the few solutions I can use during my live content. Thanks for any input, and have a good one.